Okay, fellow YouTubers and all my subscribers and friends out there, this Soho video is a compilation that they have made, and I've just slowed down. The end of the tape is, the end of the vid, sorry, is basically snapshots that I've taken of some of the brighter images, which turn out to end up only looking like a square. But the thing is, these are actual objects within the Soho camera range, and they are definite craft, some of them. Some of them seem to be spheres or orbs. At a distance they look to be an orb, but unfortunately due to the pixelation and due to the size of the object, they turn out, most of them, to look just like a square. I have enlarged some of them, but these are definite objects within the range of the coronosphere of our Sun. Some of them are actually even entering and going within the range of the actual solar flares coming off the planet, as you can clearly see. Please note, you can actually see the magnetosphere of our planet as well in these shots. But what's more interesting to me is these objects that are appearing. Playing them at the standard speed, they just appear as little dots. In a second you'll see a square appear to the left of the screen. I have enlarged that one at the end of the vid. It turns out to be, looks like they have actually tried to cover something up. In the old days they didn't do too much to it. You can sort of see through it, but not too well, unless the square is basically part of it. But to me it's something, I think it was an attempt to cover something up. But as you can see there, the flashing of those objects, they're not particularly short, they're quite long objects, and could be rockets or could be anything. That was the little square that I was telling you about. But just keep on watching this. You see these objects actually still appear on the solar surface of the Sun. They appear as brighter dots than the rest of it. But each section is a section of shots taken over a period of time in each year, and it's just a compilation they've put together themselves. But I thought I'd show you, even in this vid, they are still multiples in sections of this vid. In earlier, there's not so many, and this proves that this is not like meteor shower. Like, they're definitely not meteor showers or whatever. These are definite something to it. There's definite structure. They're definite solid. They're fairly large. To be that close to the Sun, some of them could even be Earth-sized. So, yes, it gives you an example of how big some of these things could be. Because if they're visible to the Sun at this distance, or some of them could be closer to us because they are appearing in front of the Sun sometimes. So yeah, it does state that they may be closer than we think, but then you see the ones that are actually in the coronosphere itself, and you can see that the coronosphere is dulling the colour, so it means that they're behind the Sun. And yeah, so basically some of these are fairly large craft. So it gives you, I suppose you could say, a scary object that to think there are craft out there that are actually that large. And they've got to be craft. They couldn't be meteors. It's sort of, in some of the shots, because they are progression shots, you can actually see the object actually moving across the Sun in a non-elliptical way. There were a couple that I did see that looked to be in a sort of like, how would you say, in an elliptical way. These could be small satellites within the Sun, but most of them are passing the Sun, or going through the Sun. Some are just stopping in that coronosphere, and you see them in most probably about 2-3 shots, and then all of a sudden they just disappear. So it with those ones means they are actually in there for anywhere up to 20 minutes, because everybody knows that the Soho camera takes a shot every 12 minutes, or the only ones they put out is on their vids is the shots are 12 minutes apart. So basically what we are actually seeing are objects that are moving across over anywhere up to a half-hour scale if you see them on the screen longer than one shot. So, and generally one shot is one quick little flash or movement within the rest of the scene. So there are a large number of frames still within this video. Well, this is at a rate of 25 frames per second. So it shows you that there are a lot of frames happening, so that hence it means some of these objects are stationary. So you do have to bring the filmmaking aspect into these shots as well to tell you a rough idea of how long these craft are in there. And as we know by most of the other soho vids out there, that the shots are generally 12 minutes apart. And basically here you can see a large number. You saw a streak just go across the screen. And there are a large number of orbs just moving around our sun. You can see some in the coronasphere, and as you can see, what I mean about how the coronasphere is dulling them, yet when they pop out they're brighter. So yes, there is definitely something happening, and they're not moving in an elliptical way. These are moving in, out, across and down, and so yeah, you're seeing something within the sun that basically is actually happening, and happening in such a large way that these objects have got to be, yes, staying there for a long period of time. So the ratio of shots to make these videos are most probably longer, because hence they're trying to make the sun move around. So but I'm still working on the basis of the 12-minute principle of all the other vids that I've got, all the shots, and when they come up with the time scale, it shows the 12-minute time scale. If they had the time scale on the bottom, which they've covered over, it'd be a lot easier. But the thing is, these are definite objects around our sun, people, and NASA's covering it up, and it's about time the truth got out. And so NASA, start waking up to yourself. We know what's going on. We know that you're covering up a lot of shit. We know that there are craft out there that are larger than people could imagine. We know that they have the ability to even go within our coronasphere of our sun. So these craft, and there's so many videos out there, NASA, and I'm talking directly to NASA because I know they watch all these videos. And NASA, wake up to yourselves. Like, we are a very informed generation. We are a very inquisitive generation. We are a generation of people that want to know the damn truth. It's time to stop covering up. NASA may think it's like belongs just to the United States. Well, I've got some bad news for you, NASA. The stuff you put out there, because you put it out there for the world, you answer to the whole world. So start waking up to yourself, NASA, and start bringing these vids and start telling people the damn truth. For God's sake, it's people like me that have to do these videos that have actually done this sort of thing, like in the research side of it for 30 years, looking at all your evidence and everything, and just accidentally making discoveries like slowing it down to find out what's actually really going on. And it's amazing that you think you can actually get away with it, NASA. And because look at it, we're seeing craft move around our sun, and the ironic thing is, people, that they actually really think they can get away with it on a permanent basis. But it's only when people like you stand up. People in America, you have the biggest voice when it comes to American companies like NASA and American governments that control most of this information, because yes, they do control most of the information coming out of the International Space Agency. Everybody knows it, and it's time things changed. It's time that the people of the world were informed the truth about what's really going on, and maybe then, yeah, that everybody would understand. Like, everybody knows that we are at risk every single day of meteorites. We all know that. For God's sake, if we can handle that truth, you must admit we are a grown species to know that, okay, we are at risk. So maybe if NASA, if you were more truthful about what is actually going on out there, you would find that more people would invest, and I mean invest into the space agency, because most probably if more people knew that there was life out there, the people would not knock back half the funding that you guys want. Or we know you get it anyhow through your underhanded tricks. But the thing is, it's sort of, you might be funded by a world organisation where people all over the world would start turning their telescopes to the sky, start investing in this kind of science, because this is where the future is, NASA, in space. We cannot grow as a people by not growing enough to say, okay, well, we're the only species in the world, in the universe, but the thing is, NASA, and the thing is, people of the world, we are too many for this planet. Yeah, that's where the Illuminati is right. We can hardly feed the people, or sorry, I actually put that the wrong way. The governments can't do it right and feed the people, even though we actually do have ample food for them. That's better. But the thing is, it's time that we actually knew the truth. Well, I know the truth because I go out there every day and I study it. I look for it. I've turned an injury that caused me to have to sit around all the time into an ability to sit there and have the time to get out there and research. And that's what I do. I have used the net, one of the best world tools, to actually find the information from your own websites and from all the other websites in the world. And I'm not afraid to put it out there for the people. And yeah, folks, I know I'm talking to NASA, but what you've got to understand, folks, is NASA actually do review my videos, and I've got proof of it, like what they did with the moon, like the lights on the moon when they took them off Google Earth. That proves that they listen to my vids. So I'm talking to the damn, because they've got to understand that we as a people have grown compared to what we were like most probably 50 years when we were uninformed. And it's only through the uninformation and the disinformation we have been fed for years that governments have known the truth for so many years. Well, it's about time they started telling the people of the world. And even in the poorest countries, you'd find that they themselves know just as much as you do, because they have computers too. They get out and they look at all these other people that are doing the research that you guys could get the funding to actually do, and most probably get out, and you could put better quality vids out there, you could put your research out there, and you would find you would have a better world out there, NASA, that would respect you instead of everybody like downgrading you for the crap that you guys do, i.e. that you cover every single little thing up, because you won't get any respect as a world agency, NASA, if you keep on covering this shit up. Because we, the people of the world, want the damn truth. You've got to start realising it. Because as a people, we're united in these subjects. And we are united in these subjects. Everybody I know that sees the truth or hears the truth, except for your NASA debunkers that get on our channels, and everybody knows that you're debunkers. That's why we, like a lot of people, they set up, you can know straight away when you're being debunked. You know in an instant. Now, folks, these are the images that I was talking about. They're still images. I've taken them from this video. No, none of these still images are from any other video. Just giving you a bit more time to look at a few of the objects that you've seen throughout the vid. Some of them I have enlarged and blown up. So just enjoy the video, folks, and I'm sorry I went off track there and started talking directly to NASA, because, as I said, I know they listen to me and I know they listen to my vids and they watch my channel very, very carefully, because they know I raid their archives on a daily basis. I go in there and I look and look and look and look, and I find all the little gems hidden in folders, and I love doing it because I love getting the truth out there, because I'm sick of governments and people like NASA covering up the truth, folks, and that's why I do it. You too can get out and do what I do. Even to make this video, like, it may look like 15 minutes or whatever, or 16 minutes of vid, but I've actually spent half the day on this video particularly. So it does take time to do these vids, folks, because I've got to find the image, then I've got to put it in the Movie Maker, I slow them down, I find all the stuff that I want, then I've actually got to save it as a different file, then I go out and do another program, and then I've got to turn around and take pictures of it very, very slowly to get these still images. Then I've got to take them into another program, and I've got to blow them up in another program. And then I've got to actually come back to the original Movie Maker program, which is the one I'm making on it now, and record my my narration and everything. But you don't have to put out the sound. You do what you do, folks. It is actually good to see everything, because it was all the others that started diving into Soho and everything and started showing these craft that got me the interest to go in and start doing it myself. And there's not one of these type of Soho images where they're using this range in the spectrum that does not have these craft in them. Nearly every one of these vids have these craft. We see them in the other type of Soho videos, but in this one you actually see them entering and leaving the Earth's atmosphere. You're seeing them in the coronosphere. So these type of images are absolutely great and absolutely informative. So as long as people get out there and do the truth and get the truth, but for God's sake, don't make any blotchy one, guys, because it's the idiots that get out there and make the blotchy videos that actually make it hard for people like me that get out there and do the real research and put it out there for you to see the damn well truth. As you can see here, this is that one with the square that I showed you. I did blow it up in it. So yeah, so all the hoaxes and everything, give it up and actually get out there. If you want to spend an hour making a video, go out there and actually make something that people want to watch. Because even the young ones, you spend a lot of time out there on the net. Get out there and do the research yourselves, guys, and put out something that you're going to be remembered for. This is Anthony Avery signing off.